Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're reacting to some more of I Told Sunset About You. And we're getting to episode 4. If y'all saw my reaction to episode 3, y'all know that I was pissed. I am so upset right now at the end of episode 3 because they worked my last nerve. They worked me up into a tizzy. Y'all, like some of these BL series I reacted to thus far have been so infuriating when they work you up to this moment where you think the two characters are gonna kiss and then they just take it away from you. But nah, this show done fucked me up because they took that and took it to nth degree because they gave me that moment and then they took it away and then they gave me this hot and heavy body on body heavy breathing rubbing, and I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, I don't know if I should be watching this, but I'm gonna sit here and watch this. How y'all doing? And then they just snatched it away from me like, nah. So I didn't get no kiss, and I was so upset. So upset. So we're gonna get into episode 4 because I need to see where the hell this story is gonna go. So we're just gonna dive on in.
Hi.
You're gonna have to reach out to him. You're gonna have to learn to speak openly about your feelings and reach out to him. Okay, so I guess that's where this episode's pausing. Like, I don't have too much to say about this half of the episode. Like, Ted obviously freaked out after that little hot and heavy session they had at the end of episode 3. And in doing that, he's trying to overcompensate and just pretend like nothing happened and just trying to avoid all manners of conversation and anything dealing with it. He's just trying to just avoid it. And in that process, he's hurt. Oh, he's hurt Tarn, and he's hurt himself to a certain degree. And it's unfortunate. It's nothing new. It's nothing I haven't seen before, but it's unfortunate. And Ted just needs to learn to be like, what I loved, and I mentioned it in the early episodes, what I loved about like certain conversations that Ted and O had was how honest they were able to be with each other and how it never changed the dynamic of the relationship. It didn't change the dynamic of the conversation. They could just be open and honest and just say whatever it was that they were feeling. And now it's crossing into that territory that I talked about in episode 3 that I was glad that it didn't cross into, where Ted is backtracking and trying to avoid his feelings rather than embracing them or rather than dealing with them head on. He's just doing this avoiding thing, and everyone's getting hurt as a result. Ted's getting hurting himself. O's getting hurt. Tarn's getting hurt. Bass is getting hurt by the fact that O is hurt, and obviously there's something between O and Ted, and like it's a mess. It's a mess, and Ted just needs to figure shit out. He needs to figure his shit out. That's all I can really say. So I'm just gonna dive into part 2 of this episode, and hopefully he figures his shit out. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but I'll take it. Okay, how the fuck are y'all breathing underwater? I don't know what kind of merman y'all are, but yes, go to the surface. Jesus. I've been down here for like 20 minutes already. Got me hyperventilating and shit. Jesus. for just a minute. Okay. Sometimes like I'll watch these series and I'll get so invested and I'll put myself in the scenario and say like, yeah, they just need to do this. They just need to do this and everything will be fine. They need to do this. They need to figure this out. And sometimes I just forget that a lot of these kids they're kids. They're just kids. They're high school kids. They're college kids. They're kids. They're babies. They're still figuring out life. So, it's easy for me to, as a fully grown man, to say, yes, they need to just do that and whatever. But like, I didn't have these experiences when I was in high school or when I was in college or anything like that. I didn't have these experiences growing up like this. So I never had to live through sorting through personal identity while trying to sort through relationships and feelings and all that kind of stuff. Like, hell, sorting through relationships and feelings and all that nonsense is exhausting and confusing enough as it is now as a fully grown adult, having gone past all of puberty and all that stuff. So having to go through all this and just be a stupid kid. Like, at the end of the day, yes, they're very intelligent, obviously, but like, they're just dumb kids who don't know what they're doing, just stumbling their way through life right now. So, I forget that sometimes, that it's not just a simple fix for them. It's not just an easy decision. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna flip this switch and yeah, whatever. Like, it's not the case. So for Tae, like, it's not right what he's doing to O. Like, and when they had that little scene there after the kissing and whatnot on the beach, and that whole little breakdown scene there, like, O is just sitting there begging him, like, why can't this be enough? Why can't this be it? Why? What did I do? How can I change? Like, he wants this so badly. His feelings are so strong and he wants it so badly. He is so sure of this, and Tae is just not in that place yet, or he's not ready to fully embrace that yet. So, and it was just like I was saying, when they got out of the water, yes, they were able to kiss and have all that, intimate moment underneath the water where no one else was around, where no one could see them. But back on land, where, we're back in the real world where there are eyes everywhere, is he ready to live that kind of life? And I don't know that he is. So he's just saying, isn't it nice how it is now? Why can't we just stay friends? Why can't we just be friends? And O's like, no, I don't want to be, like, yes, being friends is nice, that's all well and good, but these aren't friend feelings that I'm feeling for you. These aren't friend things that we're doing in the water. Like, I'm not trying to be your friend. I got friends. Preach. I'm preaching to my own damn choir. Like, a number of times I've mentally said, like, I don't need another friend. I got enough friends. I'm not trying to be a damn friend. I want to be something else. It's like, he's like, why? And, Ted's like, I'm not sure if I'm always going to feel this way. And, like, that's fair. That's a fair... I mean, it feels unfair, but like, it's fair for him to, have that kind of feeling. He's still exploring. He doesn't know fully what these feelings are, how to deal with them, and he's not sure if it's just like a passing phase or if it's something that's long term. And he's not wanting to commit fully to O in that sense if it's going to be something that's not long term, because he doesn't want to hurt him in that sense. But at the same time, it's not fair to just string O along like this, or to just, like, he's causing more harm than good. Like, all of this constant giving him an inch and then stepping back, and then giving him another inch and then stepping back. You know, all this constant back and forth, back and forth. Like, it's playing with O's heart. It's playing with his emotions, and like where he thinks he's helping, he's trying to help him, you know, study and blah 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 blah. So he keeps stepping back into the picture, trying to help him, and then he gives him a little taste of something, and then he pulls back. Like, all that back and forth is what's causing O to not be able to focus on his study. It's what he's not able to, you know, learn the Chinese to the best of his ability. He's Ted's thinking he's helping, but he's being more harmful, and it's just, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But I'm optimistic that things will work out. Okay, that was my little ramble. Get back into this. Sorry. Lord. There's too much for my brain to process right now. Like, first I'll say, actor who's playing Te, like, bravo to him for just diving into these emotions and just being raw and vulnerable and just balls to the wall, just full force, not caring if you look pretty, not caring what you sound like, because heaven knows he did not look pretty during any of these crying scenes. He, mouth open, crying hysterically, snot, sweat, everything. Like, he was fully engrossed in the despair that the character was in, and it's just like, oh my god. But yeah, there are too many feels to unpack. Like, part of me feels like him giving up his spot for is like super duper sweet, romantic, exactly what, you know, me watching these gay romantic comedies or these BL series or anything like that. Exactly those kind of moments, those kind of gestures, grand gestures that, like, I look for, I live for, and it's like, oh my god, oh, it's so sweet. But at the same time, I'm like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, I get it. You're trying to help your friend, and you don't believe that your friends can get in. But, like, and you could very easily take the admissions exam and, you know, get in. Sure, fine. But at the same time, it's like, this is your future. And I'm speaking as someone who has not done this specifically, but who has done some stuff to help people who are friends, were friends, but also I had some sort of romantic link towards. I've done stupid stuff in the past. Looking back on it, would I do things differently? Absolutely. But can't change the past. But, you know, I'm speaking to someone who's done stupid things in the name of love, or in the name of, you know, friendship, or whatever it is. And, like, this is your life. This has been your dream this entire time. Like, this is all it's been. And you've worked so hard to get to this particular point, to get to this point in life, and you had it. You had it in your hand. All you had to do was sign the paper, and you're just potentially throwing it all away. Because, like Mama said, what if you don't get in? What if, you know, whatever. A lot of things that happen. So, you know, potentially just throwing it all away for someone else. And yes, it's sweet, but at the same time, it's like, this is your life. This is your future. This is your dream. I don't care if you've got whatever feelings towards him. Like, I'm not saying you should give up on him. I'm not saying that, you need to, leave him in the dust or anything like that, or don't care if he doesn't pass or what. Like, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying, like, girl, this is your dream. You gotta worry about. It just brings up old feelings, old scars, and it just. But what's done is done. And sorry, we can't change. He can't change. He can't change what he did. But what's equally as frustrating is, now being like, you know what, I'm gonna take the exam. I'm gonna deny this spot, I'm gonna take the exam. It's like, listen, bitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, however many hours ago when you got the call that you got on the you're off the wait list and they want you in school. You were ecstatic. You didn't give a fuck who relinquished whatever spot. You were excited. It was perfectly fine. You were perfectly fine and content being in the school knowing that someone relinquished their spot before you knew who it was. So why is it the fact that it's Ted all of a sudden like, okay, well now I can't take this spot. Now I'm gonna do it on my own. Like, I get it, but pride is a stupid reason. Stupid boys. Like I said in the last episode or beginning of this episode, they're stupid. They're stupid boys. They're still going through life. Yes, they are intelligent, but they are stupid, emotionally driven boys. And like, God. So that would piss me off as Ted to have that thrown. Like, okay, so I did this gesture. It was out of the kindness of my heart, and you're just going to throw that gesture away. So now I had a guaranteed spot and no longer have that spot. You had a guaranteed spot and now you're saying, no, fuck that shit. And it's like, that would piss me off to no end. So then seeing him break down even more when he was opening up the book and seeing that he'd given away all of these words, he'd given away practically the entire book trying to help. And it's just like he broke down even more. I'm just like, oh God, it's so hard to watch, so hard to listen to, so hard. So many things in this episode were just so hard to watch, and I just wanted to just hug people. I wanted to hug them because that's my default whenever people are feeling bad, sad, or upset. Just hug them and just tell them it'll be okay. And then Tarn, that whole situation. I thought she was about to out him right there at dinner, and if she did, I would, if y'all have been watching my other reactions, y'all know that's one of my pet peeves in life. I've mentioned it in Game Boys, I've mentioned it in Dark Blue and Moonlight. It's just one of those things that it's just an unforgivable sin as far as I'm concerned. So like, I don't know, there's just, but I'm glad she didn't go down that route. She just yelled and screamed and, said, no, we're not a couple or anything like that. And, she was getting all pissed off, which it's very understandable. All of her emotions were very understandable because, like, she's feeling like she's been strung along this whole time, which in the beginning, I don't think that was Ted's intention. Ted really did have an interest in her all this time. And then when O came back into the picture and they rekindled their friendship, something happened and he found something in himself that he's still not 100% faced up and dealt with yet. But yeah, so I understand where her anger, her upset, her betrayal, all that stuff, I get where that's coming from. And all of her emotions, all her feelings were completely valid. And how she was basically yelling at him like, hey, you don't need to apologize to me. You need to apologize to your mom. You need to apologize because she's out there so proud of you doing all of this, and you're just throwing away your future for somebody else, just throwing it away. Basically what I said the first 5 minutes of this little review session. It's like, so. And then there was O, and he was having his whole little identity crisis thing there after the beach scene with Te, and you know, asking his parents, like, have you ever been proud of me or whatnot, and, you know, just breaking down, because, like, that whole interaction with Tae just further exacerbated any kind of, you know, self-worth issues that he already had. So at that point, like, he was just in full meltdown mode. The whole putting on the bra thing and, you know, pictures in front of the mirror, fine, cool, whatever. I'm not 100% sure where it came from, where that whole moment came from, and where it's going, if it's going anywhere. Because, like, at least, and I'll have to go back and watch the series after I finish watching the series all the way through. I'll probably go back and watch it another couple times. But, like, I don't recall the writing or the storyline hinting or anything towards there being any kind of, like, gender identity crisis or gender identity confusion or exploration or anything like that. Like, I don't know. And putting on a bra doesn't mean that you're going through any kind of, you know, gender identity problems or, like, you're considering being a woman or anything like that. It's just, like, it just came out of left field. Like, he was in a very distressed headspace, and then all of a sudden he's putting on a bra and posting pictures to Instagram and then immediately regretting it and taking it down, and his friends are like, what the hell's going on with him? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with putting on a bra. There's nothing wrong if you have a different kind, if you're questioning your gender identity. There's nothing wrong if you think you might be transgender or gender fluid or gender non-binary, non-conforming. Like, there's no problem if you're anywhere on the spectrum. Like, it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is, like, in this scenario, it just came out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't anything that I felt was explored anywhere else in the series thus far. And there's an episode left. I don't know that it's something that's going to be explored anywhere else in the series. I don't know. But it just came out of left field for me. So we just have to wait and see if that comes up and is a thing again. Hey guys, Future Topher here. So I've been editing this reaction for, like, the last, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours. It's probably close to 3 hours at this point. But in watching it back and watching the episode back and going through things and then going through comments that you guys have left, I have a different theory, and you guys can let me know what you guys think. Let me know whether you think I'm right, wrong, whatever. I mean, you guys will, because you guys are amazing, and that's what you guys do in the comment section. But I'm thinking it's the whole bra thing. It's less so much of, like, a gender identity crisis type thing. Well, not crisis, I keep using the word crisis, but like a gender identity confusion thing in O's mind. I think it's less of that and more of him in some he's in some headspace, in some way he's mentally trying to find something or some way to change himself to be quote unquote good enough for O, or for Tae. Because one thing I've noticed in editing this video and just watching the episode through again, that didn't click with me the first time, and then what you guys put down in the comment section about episode 3 with the whole rope session and whatnot, and is during that whole rope session I was talking about, okay, y'all give me this hot and heavy, you know, rubbing, breathing session, but y'all won't give me no kissing, rude. And you guys mentioned that what kind of snapped Tae out of the whole groping session was when he started, you know, rubbing on O's chest and, you know, rubbing, grabbing, and noticing, like, there weren't any boobs there weren't any breasts. And that's what kind of, like, snapped him back into reality, like, oh, O's not a girl. Like, obviously we know O's not a girl, but, like, that kind of snapped him back into reality. It's like, okay, I realize what happened bye. And, like, that on its own would be fine. Like, I wouldn't make a big deal about it. But then when they had the whole kissing scene underwater, like, the director made the conscious effort to show an up-close shot of Tae rubbing on O's chest. Very, and he's doing this circular, grabbing motion again, like you're fondling a movie, that whole kind of motion. And I remember, I think it was either episode 1 or I think it was episode 2, when they were riding in the motor car again, and they were talking about how the wind passing through your hands or something, they say it's supposed to feel like boobs, feel like squeezing boobs or something like that. So there's been a lot of emphasis on the fact that Ted, he had the whole moment where he was staring at Tarn's bra and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of emphasis that Ted has had on boobs throughout these episodes. That's been like a sort of subtle underlying common thread going through there. So I feel like maybe putting on the bra was more him, because he, during that whole conversation on the beach after they kissed, and Ted's like, can't we just stay friends or whatever, broke down, he's crying, he's like, why can't this be, why can't it be, what did I do wrong, I feel like he's trying to find some way to have Tess see him in that same sort of romantic light that he saw Tarn in the beginning of the show. Like, so putting on the bra is like, hey, don't I look good in this? Yes, I look good in this. Yes, don't you like this? Isn't this what you want? And then, very immediately after he posted the picture, took it down and is like realizing the gravity of what he's doing, and it's like, no, I'm trying to change yourself for someone else is, well, it's stupid. You shouldn't have to do it, but it's such a relatable just experience to go through, such a hard experience to go through, and it is very much this back and forth where, okay, yes, I can make this change for this person, and then you start to make this change and you start questioning, well, wait, this isn't really me, why should I do this? And then this whole back and forth kind of thing, and it's like, I feel like that's more in line with what was going on in O's headspace, that it wasn't so much a gender identity questioning of himself, it was more him trying to find some way to appease Tae, to get Tae to see him in this sexual light, this romantic light, to have that attraction stay with him. Why O had like 15 something bras and where they came from, I don't know. I'm over exaggerating, but there were like 4 or 5 there, and he had a nice little selection, is all I'm saying. I'm like, where all these bras came from, I don't know. They were cute though, cute little selection. I'm not mad at them. Nice little lace detail and whatnot, they're cute. But yeah, that, I feel like that's more in line. That's just where my brain went ever since, like, reading your guys' comments on the last couple episodes and then rewatching the episode while I was editing this. So this is one reason that I really like taking my time, not binging through series all like in one day, 1 week or whatever. Like, yes, I thoroughly enjoy watching series that I really, really like and just binging all the way through. But like, when I get to take time in between episodes and just like upload and digest and then let you guys interact with me, like, there's so many things that I can miss out on that you guys have been so good about letting me know. And that's one thing I've missed in some of the other BL series that I've reacted to recently. There have been some that I just thoroughly enjoyed, especially like the Korean ones that have been so short, and I just like bam, 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 flew through them. And like, I don't mind flying through them, I don't mind binging through them, but I don't, once I've, like, if I watch the entire series over the course of 1 day or 2 days, then by the time I upload stuff and you guys are commenting and, telling me your thoughts and your opinions on the episodes and the characters and all that kind of stuff, like, I'll see new things that I may not have already seen, but I've already recorded my reactions. So like, I can't go back and like react to it with that information that you guys gave me in mind, or that kind of mindset. So like, I like having this collaboration between us, is basically what I'm trying to say. So it just reminds me of the earlier BL series when I first started reacting to Game Boys and guys at Pellicula. There was this, that was like a 2-week, 3-week journey for each of those shows, and like I just had time to like interact with you guys in the comments and just have these conversations and pick up on small little details that I missed out on while watching it through the first time, and it just made me getting to like that final episode, building up to that, so much more impactful and just so much more like I just thoroughly enjoyed it. So I can't promise, but I'm going to try, at least for the series that are a little bit more detail oriented, like this one, and like how guys up there like I had all those hidden details and meanings and metaphors and all that stuff going on. So like for some of those kind of series, I think I'm gonna try and just slow down and take my time a little bit more, go through those series a little bit slower, just so I can upload them, have those conversations with you guys in the comments, and then go on to the next episode rather than just flying all the way through. But yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. Oh, we'll get back to my actual reaction, but thank you guys for your input, and we'll keep going. All right. But either way, he was going through some sort of just identity crisis, gender identity aside. Just he was trying to get validated from his parents, and it was hard to watch. Like I said, I just wanted to console him. I wanted to hug him and just everybody in this damn show. I just want to hug and tell them it's gonna be okay and try and console them, but it's so sad, so many emotions. And then Mama was breaking down. Thank God for him, because he just took Tay in his arms. He just held him. And even when he was picking him up from the beach or the hotel or whatever, and Ted's just bawling in the side cart, he was just there. He was there for him. He was a good big brother, and he was just there for his little brother, and he was there, and I appreciate that. Yeah, there's just so many emotions to unpack, and I need more time to process. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop this reaction session here because I just need more time to process things in this episode before I dive into the last leg of this series. So I'm gonna pause this here. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction and all of its randomness. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so you'll be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys.